water. Woo! I am excited for this week. This week should be pretty solid. Pretty solid week. I think I'm gonna focus on Nasdaq only. Let's just kind of do a screening, quick screening on the things I like to trade. This is a live markup. Just gonna take my time, show you how I mark up my charts from higher time frame to lower time frame to get a sense of what the price or markets are gonna do. All right, so let's get straight into it. Now we're looking at Nasdaq weekly chart. This market has been going up, 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 up. We've been going, but now we had this big down close candle. So we kind of created somewhat of a change in delivery, which makes me feel like we could easily run these lows here. So I'm gonna get to that, but Nasdaq's been going upwards. So let's just look at everything for a second. We're gonna get back to Nasdaq. We're gonna mark up Nasdaq first. Let's look at gold on a weekly chart as well. I'm gonna delete everything because gold has been just it's like it has so much energy, then the energy just disappeared. I wish I not delete all my alerts. Let me erase this. See how many alerts I have in the same area? Shows you how consolidated gold has been. And I'm not gonna trade gold this week unless we have a breakout lower or higher first, because this has been in such a consolidation. It's not even worth my energy at this moment. So what I've been wanting to see from gold though is a pullback to at least 50% of this weekly momentum. Start from here, low, all the way to the high. I just want to see us get to like 50%. And it's yet to do that. So that'll be at 3875. So we're actually gonna mark up gold, but this is one where I'm not really pressed to press any buttons on this one, unless we do one or the other. If we break out higher first, when we look at a daily chart, you're gonna see it's been in consolidation. If we break out higher first, then I'm gonna expect sells. If we break out lower first, I expect continuation of the trend and I expect buys. By this moment, you know, the market just was consolidating. Look at this last week, just nothing. All right. So I'm just looking at monthly chart for a second too. I want to see how that looks. Bear with guys. I'm literally just gonna. This is how I mark on my charts. If you weren't here, only difference is I'm gonna be talking. So I guess I can't act like you weren't here. But these are the things I like to look at. So, anyways, in monthly chart we have this level. So it'd be good to actually identify this. I didn't realize that till now. So we have this monthly level. So even bolsters my argument on why I want to see this thing go lower. So this is a monthly fair value gap right there. I just want to start from your high time frame. You always want to start from your high time frame to get a sense of what price is doing, because that time frame is like the magnets, the real pull. The lower time frames are not going to do it for you. The lower time frames are just the catalyst. These ones give you the direction of where you should expect the price to go to. So, that being said, let's try to make this nice and neat. Monthly. Then find these fair value gaps, and again, I don't see us going all the way to these highs right now. I don't see us making all-time high. So monthly charts are strong. It takes time for that monthly candle to develop anyways. But I like how we have this nice little monthly fair value gap in here, which price can gravitate towards. It can, it doesn't have to, but it can. All right, so on the weekly chart. Let's look at it. The last time we had a fair value gap actually was over here. You see this? It's the last time we had a fair value gap. What did price do? Price on next month traded into a level. Ever since then, price has been going smoothly higher. We have one created here now. So I want to see price drive into that eventually. Let's on the weekly chart again. Back to the weekly. So now we got monthly. Go back to that weekly chart, yeah? Weekly chart. We have a weekly volume imbalance here that I like. My mouse is very slow. I don't know what's going on. Weekly. So we have that level there as well that price can gravitate towards. So, and then we have this nice little pool of liquidity, obviously right here. It makes a nice little swing low. So that's a nice little pool of liquidity. Take your time. Okay. So there you have it. Weekly chart. Looking nice. Maybe we get a run here. And I'll still expect to drop lower into this monthly level. Want to see price trade below the 50%. So I just want to see some movement below 50% before I really expect a real continuation higher. Until then, no. Daily chart is tough by the daily chart, guys. Daily chart. Notice how daily chart also has that volume imbalance right there. See that? So to me, and we have this nice little swing high here. I won't mind if we take out these highs. So what I want to see, what will make me active on gold this week, is a run above this high I have highlighted right now. into the weekly volume imbalance. Now, if we get some rejection there, I expect that drive lower. Okay, so I'm personally gonna set an alert for gold. I don't want to watch this every day, right? Because see all that back and forth that took place. All this back and forth that took place here. I don't got time for that, man. All this back and forth. So at this point, price is consolidating. I want to be in a market that's moving. There's no movement right now in gold, at least on the daily chart. So until we get some type of run above this range we've created here, or run below, I don't think the market really is triggered to do anything. For the 4-hour chart. And 4-hour chart, you can see the consolidation clear, way clear. So I'm just gonna draw lines to show where the week starts. So this week started here. This is a 4-hour chart. Make it orange. This week started here. And this week is starting here. Cool. So this is what we have so far. Price is done. Then honestly, I'm just gonna put one here as well, where this week started. Cool. These are weekly dividers. So at this point, again, we saw they all throughout last week. I would like to see a run here. If we get animated, I don't mind a run above these highs. Once we start returning, I want to be in those things. So let me kind of have this as a weekly dividers. Weekly. I want to make this visible for only the 4-hour chart and below. And then I'm also gonna have this here, just in case we get animated and want to run out these highs. So we can expect to run higher. First, my expectation. And then from there, potentially run lower. That's what I want to see on S&P. I mean on gold. What else? What else? What else? So that's gold. That's gold. That's gold. Nothing really stands out. I really don't want to really dive into the lower time frame because nothing there. We have to identify. I mean, look at this 1-hour chart. All this consolidation. There's nothing to really do. Okay. So at this point, I just want to pay attention to the 4-hour chart and above. And only way I get excited about anything with gold is let's get to 4120 first, around this area, 4100. See what price does. Price goes above here. Cool. I want to see what price does. Only way I'll change the bullish is if we close on a weekly basis. That means the week has to close and we are above this shaded orange area. If we go above and we start coming down, I am gonna want to sell this. I think there's liquidity built up on both sides of the market. Quite frankly, the consolidation is from this candle's high, from this high to the low. That is the consolidation. So I won't be surprised if we run out these highs. I want to see that get ran out. But if we run that out and we start rejecting, my eyes are lower. And I want to see if we can eventually make our way to the monthly volume imbalance or monthly fair value gap. So it's gonna be a night. It could be a very beautiful trade on gold, very beautiful swing if what I'm saying happens, right? So there's that. Let me stuff these into vertical ones. I'm also gonna look at silver to kind of see if there's anything on silver. Since cool. Since we're talking about metals, I also want to look at silver as well. If there's anything that might also constitute or add to what I'm saying here. Look at silver. Where's silver? Yeah, I mean, silver's in the range too, man. Look, say the least, want to see price get above these highs for sure. So silver is also in the range. I'm not gonna break this one down fully. We can kind of get a picture. Same thing that's happening on gold for the most part. Um, it has this nice volume imbalance area never filled in. So I want to see if price eventually gonna go there. Back to the daily chart. Again, daily chart, we have this nice little fair value gap here on the daily. I'm gonna highlight that. I know silver already has some drawings on it, but honestly, this is just my I don't really trade silver. Like yeah. But I watch it. Is it tradable? Of course, but I'd rather be in gold. I learned if I'm gonna be in the metal, choosing silver or gold, I'm just gonna go gold every time because it's just gonna move more. So again, consolidation. Nothing here that's exciting. So you want to wait. You don't want to be the first mover here. There's no need for that at all. Delete this alerts. No need to be the first mover. Just be patient. Patience wins the race. Executing every day is unnecessary. You want to take good trades, nice solid setups. You don't want to rush the market. Even if you see it potentially being able to move up or consolidate, whatever, you want to be out of the way. Wait for the extremities. Wait for price to hit these liquidity pools, and then you want to start getting active then. So 4-hour chart. You know, same exact thing, guys. Nothing different. So again, I want to see a run above these highs, honestly, and then I want to see how price reacts from there. I don't want to see these highs get swept. This one right here. There's no need for that. Okay. And the beautiful thing is if we start coming down, if price is to flip this area, see this blue lines here, which originate from here. I want to see price flip that area. If once it flips it, that's going to yield to a real aggressive push lower to these lows, and which also yields, of course, gold doing its thing. So that's that for silver. That's that for gold. Now let's go into. I don't look at oil before I look at Nasdaq. Probably not. Let's just see. So probably not. I still clicked into it. Oil. Oil has some nice liquidity lower, guys. It has some nice liquidity lower. I don't know if I want to participate in this market. Let's see. Daily chart looks a little weird too. Forward chart looks weird. Not interested. Let's look at the dollar. Since we have wanted to see gold and silver go up higher first, ideally, dollar should do the opposite. So respecting sales on silver, sales on gold. Wanting it to go higher first. That being said, I just want to see a strong dollar. It doesn't have to go tick for tick. run for run, but ideally you want to see a strong dollar. And you see, dollar has been strong. Look at the 4-hour chart; it's been strong. So this yields to what we're saying, which is we want to see gold do some more selling. The stronger the dollar, it means we're in a risk-off scenario, meaning folks are not pouring money into asset classes; they're pulling out money. Okay, so we're going to mark this up again. The stronger the dollar, that's why you see your Bitcoin dropping. That's why you saw Nasdaq dropping. That's why I see all these things dropping because dollar has picked up momentum. And really think about it, it's like the year is almost over. It could be time for folks to be counting up their profits, which is they've been in positions all year long, so now they're exiting their positions. That's just how I also think about it too. I try to think about logically what is going on, what likely could be going on. I feel like there's been a shift in folks moving their money from asset classes to the dollar. They're selling off their positions, and that's why we're seeing this big reaction to markets. So, I mean, dollar still has to overcome this level here, close above it strongly. Then, man, if we do that, price can easily find its way to these highs here. It's a long way out. That's why I don't really want to mark it up, but I'm just going to have it for now. It's a long way out. But you can see dollar on the weekly, it's a weekly chart. On a weekly basis, that's slow. If you look at the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks, dollar has slowly been gaining ground, right? Higher and higher and higher every week. So, what does that tell you about other assets? They're going to be losing value. They're going to be dropping in value. That's acting weird. There we go. And then keep in mind, we also have this on the dollar now. All right. So let's have this on dollar as well. So I want to see if price trades in here, we can still expect the reaction to go higher. Okay. So on the daily chart, kind of get a view of the daily chart here. Nothing really particular stands out on this daily chart. And we have an old, I mean, I won't put too much on the chart, but I guess it is what it is. It's the only thing that stands out to me. I want to see this used as support. That's a lot. I'm probably not gonna keep this on the chart, but I would like to see if prices to trade lower. I don't want to see it like close outside that level. It should find some support and push price higher. So I already have a weekly level somewhere in that area, so I'm not even gonna have this marked up, but just on your daily chart, I'll be expecting this area to act as support. It's gonna be an inverse fair value gap on a 4-hour chart. Price wants to drop lower at all. We have this 4-hour level here. Again, the importance of marking up the dollar, it gives you a sense of when you can expect potential reversals. It gives you an understanding of why pricing was doing. When the dollar's doing one thing, other assets should be doing the other. It's literally the opposite effect. Okay. Now, I don't really lock step to step, these days, but that's the overall consensus. If dollar's going down, you want to expect euro. Now with the currencies, it works very, very, very efficiently. If dollar's going down, you want to see the currencies going up, meaning pound euro going up. If dollar's going down, you want to see indices go up, ideally. If the dollar's going up, you want to see indices go down, ideally. Those ones take just a little bit of time to materialize, but it still eventually materializes. So in this case, dollar's going up, and we have been seeing the Nasdaq go lower. We have been seeing gold go lower, and I think dollar still keeps going up. So we'll see again if we want to tap into this weekly fair value gap. If we tap in there, and this 4-hour level, how's pricing react to continue going higher, and then what's that do for indices? Okay, so that's that for the dollar. Expectation is still higher prices. I guess perhaps I'm just gonna mark this up as a vault right here. I want to just add more clarity to this chart as well. Let's do this. We're going to do weekly dividers again. So again, you can see, is there any reason for price? Like, I mean, look how much, imagine how much strength it's going to take for dollar to start going lower. It has to go through all of this consolidation here. Like, that's not likely. It's easier, because time has been spent in this area here, so it's easier for price to, if it wants to just go a little lower and still slide its way higher, it's less resistance to go higher. All of this is a lot of price action, a chunk of price action, a lot of transaction that took place. There's no need for price to want to start coming back below that. If it does, then we're really going to see a sell off, but I don't see that happening. I'm just going to add 1 more week's worth of. There you go. Boom. So, yeah, I mean, I don't see that happening, but those are your weekly dividers on dollar. So you get a sense of what price did from a 4-hour chart, you know. Mhm. All right. So expecting strong dollar going forward. Unless again, if we trade below this 4 hour fair value gap here, that could be the line in the sand. So I'm just gonna draw it out, even though I don't see it happening, but I'm gonna draw it out. If we trade below here, then I would expect some type of run lower. So then higher. So what does that mean again for other things? Lower. Dollar to me has set up itself strongly to continue momentum higher, unless we get a run below here. So I'm gonna focus on sales on other assets. Okay. Let's go into indices. Where we like to be. Start with my Nasdaq. Alrighty. We're gonna go and put this stand up for this one. So we got the electric desk, man. I feel like Batman. Okay. So Nasdaq, let's go on the monthly chart. Let's go on the monthly. That's the chart. Let's go. Let's see something real quick. Let's see what's on the monthly chart. Is there anything of any concern? No, I mean, there's nothing really to call on the monthly chart. Only thing I see, like, and I don't know if price is gonna do this, guys. This is far, far out. There's obviously a monthly fair value gap, so it's not of any concern right now. But you know, what if we find a way this low? Like if we really start a major sell off here, that could be the potential target. I'm talking about for the quarter, or next couple months, because obviously it's gonna take time for this to develop. If this is what we're eventually going to, but that's the only fair value gap I see. And on top of that, we have these order blocks here, right here. So it'll be very interesting. This tariff thing is going on. Like, what happens if, so the current Supreme Court, what really happens if they rule that the stuff he's been doing has been legal, or he has to return the money? Does the market just crash out? It's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. So, point is, there's a lot of reasons why we can expect the market to drop aggressively. But where I have marked up right now, it's a little bit far fetched at the moment. But that's the only thing I said on the monthly chart. If I just for completeness sake, I'm just drawing that out, right? But do I see that happening this week, this month? Not really. Well, who knows? Oh, on the weekly chart, nothing on the monthly chart really stands out except for that fair value gap. Weekly chart. Hmm. Where are the pools of liquidity? Right away. Obviously, one right here. Okay. So we have that vault right there. And then I don't want to label this right now as a C4 or order block right here, but if I'm gonna do it for now, we do have this created here, right? Potential order block. All right, so I don't mind price trading in here and then dropping. And I mean, look to your left, right? The reason I was a little bit reluctant, we have this gap in price. This is a volume imbalance here. So honestly, this is what it really is here, guys. I'm gonna label this as volume imbalance. That's what the VI is gonna stand for. And these are levels you want to have left on your chart for this week and then going to next. I mean, it's a weekly chart, so it's gonna be on your chart for a while until we're away from this area. So it's a volume imbalance low, right? And this is the volume imbalance high right here. So again, this is another area that could be treated as support and resistance. Okay. So as price trades these areas, I want to be aware. I want to be aware of what happens when price trades into there. You know what I'm saying? And I want to watch the reactions. So since the week is starting, if we trade in here higher aggressively, I'm watching to see how we might repel away. Right? And if we start to close above, then hey, guess what? Going into next week after this week, I'll keep on expecting higher prices. But for now, where we opened on a weekly basis, think about it. We open on a weekly basis. What is above price and what is below price? If you go for one thing first, you want to expect the other. So if it goes higher first, I'm then expecting raw liquidity next. If it goes lower first, then I expect to run back higher to this area and then perhaps trade beyond it. Okay. So I know we have this previous weekly low right here. I'm gonna mark that up on the daily chart, but it's obvious that that's a level we should pay attention to. On the weekly chart, this is what I have on here, so we should have as well. And then you just want to be thorough as well. There's whole numbers. So right below this low is a 24,000 level. This is a whole number, psychological number, right? Okay, that's 24,000 level, and then we also have the 25,000 level around here. Those are the whole numbers you want to pay attention to. So, I mean, these are whole numbers is what I'm paying attention, right? Like 25,000, 26. So right now we're trading between the 26, 25,000. Notice how previous week we kind of traded above it and trade below both of those levels. So we're kind of trading between that 1,000 point range, 25,000, 26,000. So I'm going to pay attention even within that range. I'm not going to mark up all here, but you should pay attention to quarterly levels. This is some game here. Pay attention to the 24,250, 24,500, or 25,500 and above, all the way between 26,000. So you want to pay attention to those levels on a quarterly basis. But that being said, this is what we have on the chart, right? And I can hide these numbers here just in case they get a little confusing. We'll put them on later. on the daily chart. Hmm. And even on the daily chart, guys, it looks like we've had what you call a market structure shift. And then keep in mind all the elements of the dollar also being in play of potentially continuous move higher. We've broken structure on this daily chart. See that? That to me right here is a break of structure. We broke that structure. Why is that a break of structure? So this is the last swing high, right? Swing low, and we made this move higher. So we've now broken that bullish structure after trading below this nice little swing low on the daily chart. So in my mind now, I'm looking for any retracements. After retracement, we expect um, a continuation expansion back to the lower side, right? So what we also have here, again, look, I like how this daily order block right here sits right in this volume imbalance here, so it's good. Let's go on the 4 hour chart. I don't no need to mark that up, but you know what I could do here, guys, just in case we get animated and we even go above the daily order block. What do we have? We have this level here that price has to contend with. So only way I turn bullish is if we trade above that level. Until then, and on a closing basis. Until then, I am bearish. Does not mean you cannot see some nice buy sells. I took some nice buys on Friday. I broke them down on my last trade, last video. But this means primarily my eyes want to be fixated, and my if I'm placing on bigger trades, they should be placed towards the sells. Okay, on that 4 hour chart. Again, nice equal highs here. I don't mind. I would not mind if price runs out these highs. If it does, cool. It doesn't have to. But if it does, then when we see some rejection, I'm expecting lower prices. But it doesn't have to do that, right? It can just run right in here. So I actually prefer this. It's gonna be sexy. I would like to see how the week ends. We're gonna revisit this, guys. If the week ends, I would like to see how this level holds up. I'm about to highlight here. I like to see prices hit that level in reverse. So this is what you call a balanced range on the 4 hour chart, because if you look, pay attention, there was one bullish pass here, boom, and then one bearish pass there, boom. So there's been an efficient market, is what I'm saying. That level has been traded efficiently. So price can easily run there and then reject. And what is right at level psychologically? 25,600. Okay. So I'm watching putting all those combinations together. And ideally, I want to see some type of rejection take place there. So I don't mind us running here, and I want to see a sell off. I really don't want to see us go above here. If we do, cool. But I will be more confident in the sales overall if we get some type of rejection here. Okay. I'm actually going to erase this line here. This is really pointless. I just want to show how we broke structure. Where is the fault? Show me the money. Show me the money. All right. Let's run this 1 hour chart for a second, guys. It's just a lot of liquidity rest here. And then, yeah, I like this. See there? Let's just like clear equal lows. Clear equal lows. I'd love to see that. So that's where my eyes are, unless something changes drastically for the week. But I want to see this thing drop low. Only way that changes is if we really run these highs and strongly close above the daily level. Then obviously, clear liquidity draw will be here, these highs. But until then, we are expecting no prices. It's on a 1 hour chart. Yeah, I also like how we're running out this pool liquidity already. So there's no need for it to really want to go higher. If it does, again, it's cool. But if I already run out this pool liquidity here, these highs, this high right here, the fact that I already run that out into a fair value gap, into a volume imbalance, into a balance range, yeah, I want to see price then drop. Drop it like it's hot. Okay, that's what I want to see. I want to see if we can get that thing rolling. Okay, so I want to see Nasdaq drop, man. I'm gonna be very locked in on this one this week. Yeah, if it goes higher, I'll adjust accordingly. But to start the week, I want to see this thing drop. I want to see this thing drop. That's where my brain is at right now. Like, you drop it like it's hot, Nasdaq. Okay, so that's that. And then honestly, this is gonna play a role later in the week, more than likely. That's too much stuff. I hate how it aligns with that, but I'm gonna just do this. Pay attention to this 1 hour level. Make it yellow. I know it overlaps with the volume imbalance, so it could be confusing, but pay attention to that level. Pay attention because again, if we are to trade, let's just say outside that level, and then come back below it, it could hit it and then use it as resistance, drop price lower. So I want to still pay attention to that level as well, even though there's an overlap. I want to pay attention to that level severely. Sure, for sure. And then what else, guys? What else is interesting on this chart? 50-minute basis. Pretty much it. I do want to draw this level out here, 50-minute chart, but it's just, again, it's all this overlap. Whatever, I'm gonna draw it again. It's a lot of overlap, I know. A lot of overlapping things here. Look, I don't know if y'all heard that sound, but that shit scared the fuck out of me. That laughing. I don't know if y'all. I hope y'all heard it. But that laughing is essentially the alert I sent. And I remember if you go on your trading view, you can pretty much change the sound of the notification when a level alert gets hit. And I guess I changed it to a laughing sound. And I was sleeping like on my couch, and all I hear is whoa. I was like, what was that? I had to grab my 4 or 5. I'm like, yo. And because I've never heard it. I just put on laughing sound. I didn't know how bad it was gonna be, but that is a very, very evil freaking laugh. So you hear at 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. I don't think I even went back to sleep after that. So I had to change that alert. That was not it. By the way, I just saw silver. Silver just popped up crazy right now. That means gold probably did the same thing. But anyways, so watching Nasdaq here to see do we get some drop here? If we get in here, this price want to drop. Again, the 4 hour level. Oh no, hold on, I'm going to Too much of that. 15-minute. Cool. So I want to see what happens if price trades higher. I want to see it drop. I want to see it drop. So if that 25,600, I want to see that area act as a potential resistance. Like stop price in this track and start turning price around. And then what I will do, let's look at this from a regular trading hour perspective, just to make sure we get the right picture. Yeah, so regular trading hour perspective, we have these highs here. And we have these highs up here. I don't feel like drawing them out, but this is vault at least aligns on a regular trading hour. So imagine, folks that trade look at just regular trading hours. If they wake up with price being popped up over here, they're gonna be like, "Wow, we're about to continue this bullish move higher." But then we're just looking for it to start rejecting. So that's what I'm expecting, at least. You don't have to look for that, but that's what I'm expecting. I'm run lower. I just think there's so much unfinished business here. Like even on a regular 10-hour chart, there's like a lot of liquidity resting here. Like they already ran price so much lower. I don't see why they wouldn't want to run it further downwards. So I'm expecting that to happen. So that's that for Nasdaq. S&P. Well, let's just look at gold. Gold is really doing numbers right now. I don't know what I mean. Silver. I can see silver on the right of my chart. I have like 6 screens here. I'm just gonna look at gold for a second because that thing is like it's moving. Which again, I'm not gonna participate.